Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ. You are here on the home of the slightly above average ship reviews. Sorry about the noise. Had to move the microphone cord out of the way. We are on Crash Zone. We are top tier. We are in the Jaeger. And we are going to see if I can hold off the enemy today in this torp boat. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I went up to the Northeast and cut down a Christmas tree and all that good stuff. But now I'm in a much warmer climate, relatively speaking anyway. And so anyway, we're back. I got to tell you, I don't play World of Warships Legends very much anymore. I hate to say it. And I'm still buying campaigns and stuff like that, but every day I have less and less desire to play this game. It's really terrible, but the bad gameplay and the pay-to-win commanders and all these crossovers are really turning me off. All right, back to the action here. We are steaming towards Charlie. The really nice thing about the Jaeger is that if you are not a confident destroyer player, it has lots of torpedoes on tap. Also has the pay to win button, aka the torpedo reload booster. So again, I favor the use of the torpedo reload booster on any ship that has it in the beginning of the match, when most of your enemy battleships are going to be going broadside to get to a certain part of the map. Now here we have an island in our way, so we're not going to be able to do what I want to do, which is called turn and torp. I want to turn, I want to get my torps out, I want to kill or put as much damage on the enemy battleships. Instead, I'm going to torp almost all my torps at the enemy Akatsuki. I'm not shooting at him because I'm still a torp boat and he hasn't spotted me yet, so I don't have to shoot at him. And we do get one torpedo strike there. And I think that's going to be it. Somebody else smashes him. Now it's time to shoot. As my good friend Tuco once said, when it's time to shoot, shoot, don't talk. So that is advice I would give to anybody. So the Akatsuki is still over there. He still hasn't shot at me yet. And we finish him off for the first blood medal. All right, you can see the Roma might catch a stray there. But we are still in the process of capturing Charlie with no damage. And we are not spotted because the only ship that could spot us is already dead. All right, we already have a reload here. So we are going to shoot at Atlantico. Atlantico is a dangerous ship for a destroyer, make no mistake. Has some large, long-range secondary guns. So do not anger the Atlantico by getting in range. Vittorio Veneto also over there. The Atlantico really doesn't look like he's moving. I like that because I've got a big cloud of torpedoes headed that way. And hopefully he's stuck on a rock or something and he'll get those torpedoes here in just a second as they catch up. And it looks like he's going to dodge most of them. We do get him with one, maybe one more. Nope, just one. Unfortunately for me, just one. We have now captured Charlie. We are doing our job for our team. And I'm just loitering in the area because A, I'm waiting for a torpedo reload in like less than a second when I started that sentence. Or because I'm not getting a lot of backup up here. So I don't really necessarily want to move in with all of my battleships behind me at max range. So we know the Veneto and the Atlantico are behind that rock. All of the other battleships are on the other side of the map. And this is going to end up being the undoing of our team in the future. All right, our Atlantico dies. We send 6 torps towards Vittorio Veneto. I think at least one of them is going to contact a durable object like that island and not be able to go any further. But he is not going out of range. In fact, he is coming back in range, and that is good for us. He launches his plane, which probably does nothing. Although it looks to me like he's going a little bit fast. And there, the one torpedo does scrape off on the rock. I think we're going to catch him with 2. There's 1, there's 2. Unfortunately for me, no flooding. So I'm just going to continue backing up here, hoping that he's going to continue to get more in range. And maybe one of the battleships behind me might spot him from far, far away when he's being shot at and allow me to get my torps right as he comes around the mountain. And clearly that's not going to happen. And this is the life of a destroyer player. There is no destroyers near me. There's only one destroyer in the match. We have Bravo Cap. We have Charlie Cap. All my battleships aren't doing anything because they don't have anyone to shoot at. So I don't know why they're hiding at the back of the map. You know, they can't shoot at something because no one is spotted. Because the Veneto's on the other side of this rock, and that's why I'm still backing up to catch a view. And Atlantico is behind the other rock, and they're both hiding. So this is one of the reasons why I find this game really challenging to get the motivation to play, because you have these terrible tactics where half the team is hiding by a rock, and the other team is 20 kilometers away, waiting for somebody to spot a battleship that's hiding behind a rock that they probably wouldn't be able to shoot anyway. All right, Charlie looks like it's starting to be flipped or in contention. I'm going to try to move over here to get a better view of someone, and I'm hoping to be able to use my torps to pry one of these ships away from the rock. All right, there's Atlantico. He's already backing up. So I think I'm just going to send 2 his way, and that's it, because I don't trust that he's going to keep coming out here. But then I figure he is, and I got a torpedo reload booster in my back pocket, so I do launch them all. I'm hoping, to see a Veneto any minute now and get torps off on him. So Atlantico's going to catch 1 and some flooding, and damn, that is so disappointing. But 2 of the other torpedoes catch Vittorio Veneto and start a flood. And I think both of those floods are now damage conned. I didn't even use the torpedo reload booster yet, folks, because my torpedoes reload quickly enough to where I don't have to. Now, we are going to get spotted by Atlantico here as soon as I come out from behind the island. So I'm trying to get a little bit of room here. That's why I'm retrograding back towards the edge of the map. And I think he's going to start backing up here, and that is going to allow me the opportunity to get some torpage out there into the water. By the way, I talk about World of Tanks once in a while. I used to be a big World of Tanks player as I used my first torpedo reload booster, and we're just going to flood the area with torps. I went to the American Heritage Museum when I was on vacation / Thanksgiving holiday, and it has a bunch of armored vehicles there. So if you're ever in Massachusetts, I think it's Hudson, Massachusetts, maybe, but it's basically the Littlefield collection and another collection of guys' name I can't remember. They were combined into one, and so it's a ton of armored vehicles, not just U.S., but German and English and Soviet, and 80% of the armored vehicles are in working condition. So if that would interest you, please go check it out. And there weren't any boats there. One of the really most unnerving things I saw there was they had rebuilt part of the Hanoi Hilton in the museum. All right, finally, Atlantico gets finished off. We've got 70,000 damage, we've got 1 kill, and we've made 10 torpedo strikes along with our solo base cap. But the worm has turned. The enemy has collapsed in. They've taken Charlie, they've taken Bravo, and my teammates who hid in the back of the map all game, you know, I mean, maybe part of the time they were shooting, but you have to be more aggressive than that, because this is what happens. The enemy pushes one side of the map. You're busy waiting to get shots off on 2 battleships, hiding behind a rock. That's great, but there were ships in open water. You should have moved there and shot at them. And now it is a 4-on-7. And so here's where we see how much heavy lifting the Jaeger can really do. All right, Veneto's still out there, and I think I have a Kansas as well. And right here, I didn't feel that I was in tons of danger, but clearly I wasn't looking at the minimap because I am in tons of danger. Right here, Brandenburg, secondary monster. Flandre, get some torps out on him. All right, now we'll turn. Probably hit a rock because we're doing it. Kansas, and we're still waiting for a torpedo reload booster. So we are going to turn and get our last one off on Veneto. And we got too close to Vittorio Veneto, folks. All these ships turned and turned in hard. And it's not going to go very well for me here in a second. You'll watch the damage start to pile up. 1 torpedo strike on Kansas. Veneto dodged our torps. We are no longer being spotted. We're still waiting for the torpedo reload booster. And I'm hoping that some of my torps can do a little more damage. Maybe out there in Charlie Cap, reset that cap, possibly. And it just doesn't happen. All right, we're looking at Veneto again. We're moving up on a reload. Here is the first set out. And in a minute here, we're going to put the second set out. As you can see, I'm going for a little bit of a wide spread there. And gauging the other enemies. And I think we're just going to end up shooting them at Kansas, because now the numbers are dwindling even more. It is now 7 versus 3. And we do get 2 torp strikes and a flood on probably Veneto. And I'm going to send the last set of torps out at Kansas. All right, why am I not hitting my torpedo reload booster? What's wrong with me? I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm trying to get a broadside shot on the Kansas. That's what's going on there. We used the torpedo reload booster for the last time. Salvo number 1 on the Kansas. Salvo number 2 on the Kansas. Salvo number 3 on the Kansas. Salvo number 4 on the Kansas. Our other torpedoes that were out in the mist appear to have been totally dodged. That is not good for us. We needed those torpedoes to take out Veneto. Looking back at the Kansas, 2, 3, 4, 5 torpedo strikes and our second kill. Veneto, we're going to turn in. This may also have been a tactical error on my part. At least we killed somebody. But I was hoping that once I got this reload, I could just put 1 set on Veneto and 1 set on the 3 other ships over here, and at least give our team a fighting chance, if not myself a chance for the Kraken. But I came too close to Veneto, and here's why I'm saying that. It is not Veneto, but it is one of these other ships right there, the Flandre, who's coming right at me. It's a fast battleship. I overlooked that. I was busy getting torps out, and we're about to get spotted by Flandre. And Flandre and some of the French battleships had their secondaries buffed recently, and I'm about to pay the price for getting too close and getting spotted. And now Brandenburg is shooting at me as well. There's the high caliber. We finished off Kansas, I think. We couldn't have finished off Kansas. We finished somebody off. But in trying to get away from Flandre, I'm going to run into the island. We only got 2 torp strikes on Brandenburg. I needed to kill Brandenburg. It is not going to be enough. We hit the island like a moron. And even though I think we did a respectable job, it just wasn't enough. And we are the final ship in the enemy's Kraken, which adds insult to injury. All right, here on the defeat screen, high caliber medal, first blood medal, 139,346 total damage. Oh, it's embarrassing. We did finish at the top of the board with 1991 base XP. We had a ton of torpedo strikes, But at the end of the day, the Jaeger can't carry in that kind of position because the torps don't do enough damage. Thanks for watching. See you next time.